true if he died in Bismarck?
I thought everybody knew. I'm sorry.
This is Ina Knoyer. Right now, Ina has just been told that her longtime boyfriend has lost his life after being fed antifreeze, leaving detectives with one question: who poisoned him?
He's dead.
Yeah.
Steve's dead. We think she poisoned him. I'm almost sure she poisoned him.
And as Ina shoots to the top of the suspect list, detectives will learn that she is not at all the innocent lover she pretends to be. Because behind Stephen's death are terrifying secrets and the race for a $37 million life insurance policy.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I wish I was there. I wish I was with him every second of the day that day. But I'm not his goddamn mom. But I'm telling you the God honest truth. You guys are so unbelievable.
On September 3rd, 2023, in Minot, North Dakota, 51-year-old Stephen Edward Riley Jr. thinks his life is about to change forever. For days, Stephen's been getting messages telling him he's in line for a massive inheritance, around $30 million, supposedly tied to a distant uncle in London. But in the days leading up to him getting the inheritance, he tells the people around him he feels drunk. He becomes unsteady, confused, and he declines fast enough that his friends start pushing for medical help. But according to witnesses, Stephen's longtime girlfriend, Ina Knoyer, insists it's just heat stroke and discourages anyone from calling 911 or going to the hospital. By the morning of September 4th, Stephen's condition worsens as he is taken to the hospital in Minot, then airlifted to Bismarck. Unfortunately, Stephen is never able to make a full recovery, and just 2 days later, he is pronounced dead. Considering the massive inheritance he was allegedly in line to receive, investigators knew that those close to him may have been eyeing it, with one particular person in mind: Ina, who gave an Oscar-worthy performance after being told Stephen was dead.
It's true if he died in Bismarck?
I thought everybody knew. I'm sorry.
Multiple witnesses reported that before Stephen died, Ina made comments about poisoning him with antifreeze, with one of the neighbors saying the following:
He's dead.
Yeah.
Steve's dead. We think she poisoned him. I'm almost sure she poisoned him.
When autopsy and toxicology reports come back, the cause of death matches what those witnesses described: lethal levels of ethylene glycol, the toxic component in antifreeze. Immediately, Ina was brought in for an interrogation, with investigators hoping to uncover clues about Stephen's puzzling death. The following interrogation was provided by the Minot Police Department.
You and Steve were in a relationship?
Yep.
Okay, how long had you guys been together?
13 years.
Okay.
Easter.
Okay. Where did you guys meet?
Homeless shelter. At an Easter
In
buffet dinner.
in North Dakota?
Yeah.
How come?
He went to jail.
Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.
On his birthday. We took him out for his birthday. And I begged him to let someone else drive. Or to walk.
Okay.
And he wasn't drunk or nothing yet. But apparently he drank a lot more than I noticed.
Okay.
Because by the time he got to jail, that's when the alcohol was really hitting. And he got the max.
So you got a DUI?
Every time he goes to jail, he got the max.
Okay.
Maximum amount of time. It didn't matter if he was following the rules or not, but every time they took him to jail. And I could see it actually starting to hurt him
Okay.
inside, you know. Because he walked straight and narrow, you know, trying to get a job to get his fine paid off.
Okay.
And then the sheriffs would come pick him up for something stupid.
Oh, at a 3RV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Lynn would get mad at him and then call and turn him in or whatever
Okay.
for something Billy did. And that Billy did to her.
Okay.
And they take him off and say that he did it. And then again, they would give him max, even though he was nowhere near when it happened.
Okay.
And I begged him to, stay away from him. We've even gotten into fights.
To stay away from Lynn?
Billy and Lynn and
Okay.
people like that. Because I've never seen, I don't like calling people nasty because, you don't know what you look like, people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people assume the worst of me because I'm poor.
Right.
I mean, and they've seen the worse in Steve because he's tall and mean looking.
Okay.
Right? I mean, he looked really mean.
Right.
People were intimidated by him.
Okay.
Just by his look. And I don't know, but he was the biggest teddy bear in the world.
Okay.
So
why would you want him to stay away from Billy and Lynn?
Because they're really, really nasty people.
Okay.
Like
how?
I said, felonies, breaking into places.
Okay.
I knew they did more than pot, smoking more than pot. And I kept telling them, don't lie to me, they're smoking more than marijuana.
Mm-hmm. Did Steve smoke more than marijuana?
No, he's allergic to marijuana.
Okay.
Me.
Did he use other drugs?
Not for the longest time. He pretty much did not touch the stuff for the longest time until the last time Lynn turned him in for driving me to work.
Okay.
He borrowed their vehicle and apparently got him in jail.
Okay.
And he dropped me off at work, and on the way back he got pulled over and went to jail.
Okay. Was he using meth? Is that...
No.
Okay. So
No.
he didn't.
After that, after he got the max the last time.
Yep.
He's like, screw this. I'm done. I'm done playing by the rules. I'm done being the good guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna just do what I want and what I want.
Billy and Lynn were the couple's neighbors and friends. While Ina is trying to portray them as shady, it was Billy who contacted the police the very day Steve was hospitalized, warning that something far more serious than a medical emergency was going on. In fact, on the day Steve was taken to the hospital and ultimately lost his life, Billy explicitly told officers that he believed Steve had been poisoned and that this was not a case of heat stroke. That alone makes it illogical to suggest Billy was responsible. He had nothing to gain from Steve's death, and more importantly, he was actively trying to get law enforcement involved before anyone else even considered foul play.
When did he find out about this inheritance?
I want to say 4 months ago.
Okay.
But it could have been sooner because, days kind of run into each other.
So what is the inheritance? I know you had shown that first day Lieutenant Dake and I came, you showed us kind of that letter that was on Steve's phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's the inheritance? That was the letter? Okay.
And he was talking to an actual lawyer, I guess.
Okay.
From London.
So this lawyer reached out to him and said he's...
I guess. I don't even know how he found out about it.
Okay.
If he found out about it, doing a background check on him, seeing if anybody owes him money, back pay, lost check somewhere where he used to work somewhere. Honestly, I have no idea. It just appeared, and he showed it to me one day.
The letter.
Yeah. And he wanted me to have a copy to make sure, if something ever happened to him. And he was reading that the money wasn't cursed or whatever. He's like, every single person that went for the Riley money over there,
yeah,
even this 21-year-old, had passed away.
What do you mean? I guess the inheritance had been left for other people too, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, is it cursed? And people that go after it are dying? He's like, I don't know, maybe. I was like, well, then don't go after it. How silly is that, you know? Just go get a real job. Don't worry about it.
Right. A curse did it. Not money, not motive, and definitely not human greed.
How much money was it?
It ended up, it was supposed to be $17 million.
Okay.
And some on hundreds.
Okay.
17,500,000, something like that.
Okay.
But with all the property sold off, it ended up being 37 million.
So there was cash and then the properties were sold.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know this was from a family member?
And I gave it to Brian. The paperwork
Okay.
that I printed out to make sure, you know, I have some, just in case something did happen to him, I could give it to his son to track it down or whatever.
So
I gave all the information
who was it supposed to be coming from? Who was the family member?
God, without his phone, Marcus something Riley,
Okay.
I want to say.
Was that a brother or
Uncle
that was an uncle? Okay. Did he live
in
somewhere?
Ireland.
Okay. Had he ever talked about Marcus before? Did he even know he had an uncle? Marcus?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly. He said he had family all over.
In 2016, Steve got in contact with someone named Marcus Riley, who claimed to be his uncle and wanted to finally get in touch with his lost nephew. Steve found out his uncle at the time had an inheritance of $17 million, and he was in line to receive it after his death. Just 4 months prior to his death, he received the news of his uncle's passing and found out the inheritance had now amounted to an astounding $37 million. That's when he got in contact with a lawyer who claimed to help him receive his inheritance, and things soon began to fall apart.
So why don't we talk about the weekend that Steve ended up becoming sick and passing? What happened that weekend? What was he doing? That was Labor Day weekend.
Mostly drinking beer.
Okay.
The night before, he wanted to get a good night's sleep. But
He was drinking.
Chad,
Hang on. He was drinking beer which night, or was that the whole weekend?
that's pretty much the whole weekend.
Okay.
He got a case of beer from Wes and some food from the Max Food Bank that Wes brought him, and a case of beer
Okay.
for his birthday. And then Link brought him a case of beer and Fireball for his birthday.
When was his birthday?
But nobody showed up on the week of his birthday.
Okay.
So they started showing up when they thought the lawyer was going to show up. Like Lucas.
Okay.
So
this, I might go back to the money real quick.
okay.
He tells you, hey, somebody just reached out to me about this money, and I have a large inheritance I'm gonna get. Where was the money? Where was the money supposed to be? I guess
In the bank.
Okay.
Whatever bank I showed you, the
That
area.
Swiss bank,
Yeah.
Arab bank. Okay. So it was foreign. The uncle's foreign, and the money is in a foreign account.
Yeah.
And so how is he going to get the money? What was the plan?
Well, the lawyer guy wanted to give him to get a bank account
The lawyer was-
originally,
Okay, so he wanted
so he could
to
just deposit it into
Okay.
his bank account.
Okay,
It couldn't be nobody else's bank account,
sure.
according to the lawyer.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I can give you a few bucks, you know, because I think I was just broke my ankle working for Arby's. So I told him, I can give you a couple bucks.
Okay.
No, I got my tax return. Tax return.
So what do you, and that's to put money in it, to open an account?
For him.
Okay.
In his name only.
Okay. So he needed a couple bucks to open the bank account.
Yeah.
You gave him some money. So he did open a bank account?
I don't think he did.
Okay.
Because that's when the lawyer said I need to come and physically come, see you, to write over the name or whatever.
Okay.
Transfer over the money.
Who Steve was talking to?
Billy, Lynn, Kelly, and I don't know who else after that.
When you say he was talking to his friends, do you mean like for advice? Or?
No, when he like smashed his phone or something or lost his phone, he'd actually talked to his lawyer through his friends' phones.
Okay.
Instead of an actual real lawyer, like I asked him to. That makes any sense.
So you wanted Steve to get an attorney on his own and have the two attorneys.
That way they always have communication with each other, right?
Okay.
Instead of, wondering
Steve didn't want to do
who
that.
could contact who,
Okay. So were you thinking like maybe Lynn and Billy and who else was it? Kelly, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you thinking that they were leaving out information? Like you wouldn't know what was going on if they're communicating with the lawyer? And then Steve would kind of be
Behind his back, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
They're that type of people that would. Like I said,
Were you communicating at all with the lawyer?
no.
Not at all.
I emailed him a couple times when Steve asked me to, can you tell him that I lost my phone or broke my phone? But the lawyer would not contact me back.
Okay.
Personally. That I'm his girlfriend, wife type thing.
Yep.
And he would like to contact you. Is there a way to contact you? Through legal means, like inheritance lawyer or something here.
Okay.
But he never, all of a sudden the email disappeared. Like it didn't exist.
The address? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that? Do you remember?
Pretty much when I told him he was in the hospital.
Okay.
It wouldn't go through Steve's phone.
Okay.
I told him, well, Steve's really sick in the hospital. I'll contact you through another lawyer.
Okay.
To get a hold of his sons. Because I know his sons were left most of it. And that's pretty much when the emails wouldn't go through anymore. It was saying it never existed.
Okay.
The reason the so-called lawyer was impossible to reach became clear pretty quickly. Investigators found no verifiable identities, no legitimate legal records, and a trail of red flags that matched a classic long-term inheritance scam, which meant that in reality, there was no uncle, no lawyer, and no money. Steve had lost his life for something that never existed in the first place.
The weekend comes, and how does it get to, is it starting to be that the lawyer is starting to give him like a time that he's coming to Minot?
Yeah.
When was the first time he was supposed to come here? Remember?
It's 29th, I think.
Okay.
I believe. Yes, 29th.
And he was gonna fly to Minot Airport? Okay.
Yeah. But he got emails saying he wasn't gonna show up.
Okay.
That there's a contestant. Somebody contesting it.
Oh, okay.
So he assumed it was his sisters.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much when he kept saying, I'm going to show up at this time. And Steve would ride down there and he wasn't there. And then you get the email afterwards that he was going to come until later and then later.
Okay. So he's supposed to come on the 29th. What date is that? I need a calendar here. That was Tuesday, the 29th of August.
Yep.
So then, when is the next time? After he says, I can't make it the 29th, if someone's contesting it, when is the lawyer supposed to come back? Do you know?
We didn't hear, Steve didn't hear from him pretty much the rest of that day.
Okay.
Because he was supposed to be there at like 11 in the morning.
Okay.
Or 9 in the morning, somewhere around there. And then he said he was going to show up I want to say Friday.
So Thursday.
Because it went into the holidays.
Okay. So Thursday would have been
Yeah.
the 31st, or Friday would have been September 1st. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the lawyer says I'm going to come Thursday or Friday. And then what happens? Doesn't show?
Doesn't show.
Okay. No, did he email again or just?
He emailed that he was going to show up. First it was Friday.
Okay.
And then the 3 different hours. Was it 3 different hours? 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. Saturday when, was it Saturday he got sick? Yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday?
Because
Was
it
it
was a
Sunday?
holiday weekend.
Yeah, it was Sunday. Yeah, you're right.
So Sunday, the lawyer, now the arrangements are for sure he's going to be here, supposed to be in the morning at 11, you said?
Yeah.
And then,
And then 2 o'clock.
okay. So did he call and say, I have no, why didn't he come at 11, did he
I
say?
don't know.
Okay. Excuse me, I had a tickle.
I don't know. Then it was 8 o'clock.
So then
And
2 p.m.
that was
came.
pretty much it.
2 p.m. comes along and he didn't show up again, or did
He wasn't
email?
even there at the airport.
Okay.
So
And then again, and now it's supposed to be 8 p.m.
yeah,
He's coming in. Is he coming in on a regular flight? Like these are.
I think so. But I wasn't the one directly talking to him. Steve was.
Okay.
I
So did
think he
Steve-
was talking through Wes at that point.
Okay. The
I
lawyer.
think, yeah. I'm not sure, 100% sure if it was Wes he was talking to, this guy through Wes or not. But that's...
But not Steve. He's not talking through Steve?
No, he was talking to Steve through somebody else.
Right.
Like
So
Wes.
how come he wasn't talking to Steve?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I tried to find out, when I emailed him and found out the email wasn't real.
Okay.
Or it wasn't discontinued or...
So when we're talking
And
about
then-
Sunday at 11,
Yeah.
did Steve go to the airport at 11?
No.
Okay.
Wes's son stayed behind and at the airport because that's when Steve started getting really, really sick, and I kept begging him to let me call the ambulance, and he's like, "No, I'll be fine with some sleep."
So at 11 o'clock in the morning Sunday, the lawyer's supposed to show up, but Steve didn't go to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he was really sick.
Okay. And someone else went in his place? What were they going to do?
I don't know. It was Wes's son.
Okay. Do you know his name? What's his son?
I don't.
How did he know about the airport? Or any of that?
Because of the property. That's all Wes wanted was the money for the property.
Now, Ina's statements and timelines may be a bit confusing here, so let's quickly recap what she said. According to her, the inheritance lawyer kept changing the plan over Labor Day weekend, first claiming he'd fly in around August 29th to Manhattan Airport, then emailing that he wasn't coming because the inheritance was being contested. She claims the meetup time kept getting pushed multiple times in one day, and by Sunday, Stephen was already too sick to go. So, Wes's son stayed at the airport in his place while Stephen stayed home. She also frames Wes's involvement as being tied to a property deal, saying Wes mainly wanted the money for the property.
All right, you all go to the airport. Where at the airport?
We went to not the main airport, but the smaller one first.
Okay.
Because Wes and his son were sitting there. Wes's son was sitting there.
Okay.
waiting for Wes and Steve. And said this was the only airport coming in right now at 2 o'clock.
Okay. And
That's when he passed out. Steve passed out the first time.
is he in the car?
Mm-mm.
He's outside.
Yeah. He was standing on the side of the car. And I turned around and he was on the ground.
Where is that? Are you guys like parked in the parking lot or?
Yeah, the small airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess it's called the charter
okay.
airport. I don't know.
Like for the private flights?
Yeah.
Okay. So Steve is on the ground. Is he breathing?
Yes.
Okay. Is he
We
awake?
woke up
Okay.
after I stuck some ice cubes on. I stuck some ice cubes in my hands and I stuck it on his neck right here, and that's pretty much when he woke up and started spinning around, going, "What the hell happened?" And then I tried to put some ice cubes in his armpits, cool him down even faster, hopefully.
Okay.
And that's when I started begging, "Can I please call the ambulance, take you out, ambulance?" And Wes started saying, "There's a ambulance bay right here, fire department ambulance."
Okay.
I was like, "I just want him to go to the hospital. He's like, "But there's an ambulance bay right there."
Yeah.
Who said that?
Wes.
Wes.
Yeah. And his son was saying, "Oh, it's just heat stroke. My wife just went through it this morning." I was like, "Nah, that's not good."
So how we do? There's an ambulance there, Wes says, but then what happens? He doesn't.
Yeah, we don't. I listened to Steve and the other two saying just take him home and try to get him cool. But Steve's like, "No, we gotta go check the other airport first." So we went to the bigger airport.
Okay.
That's when I ran around the whole airport screaming for Jared, lawyer guy, looking for Steve.
That was at the main airport?
Yeah.
But that's not what witnesses describe. According to multiple friends, Ina repeatedly insisted that Steve wasn't seriously ill at all, claiming it was nothing more than heat stroke and that she could handle it herself by nursing him at home. On September 4th, Steve's friend Wes went to check on him in person. Ina refused to let him inside. Instead, she spoke to him through the closed door, telling him Steve had already gone to a walk-in clinic. That explanation immediately fell apart when Wes contacted the nearby clinics to confirm if Stephen had been there, and surprise, surprise, none of them had any records for Stephen.
Where was Steve
I
during that
finally
time?
begged Steven to at least go home, sitting on the couch and drink some water and calming down, or getting some cold towels wrapped around him. Because again, I thought his son was right that it was heat stroke. But
Where was Steve at when you were in the airport looking for the lawyer?
in Wes's car, Wes had it off, and I kept begging him to turn the air conditioner on and pointing it straight at Steve. But he kept arguing about leaving his car on with the air conditioner running. And he kept asking about the lawyer.
So that's 2 o'clock,
Yes.
and the lawyer again doesn't show up. Is Steve getting emails from him?
I don't know.
Okay, so we don't. know.
That's pretty much when Wes kept complaining about the lawyer.
What was he saying?
That Steve needs to tell him how to get. They asked to get a hold of the lawyer, see if he's coming in at 8. And I think that's pretty much when I told Wes to shove the lawyer up his.
Okay.
And we'll contact you through a lawyer if he decides to buy the place.
Okay.
But
So what do you think is wrong
But
with
I-
Steve at this point?
Huh?
Like, why, what do you think is wrong with Steve? Why is he sick?
I thought they were right. It was heat stroke.
Okay.
Because he wasn't puking yet, and it was like finally kind of sleeping in and out. You know,
Steve was?
you'd sleep for a little bit, and then you'd wake up, drink some water, go pee, sleep on the couch, wake up.
Okay. Was he complaining that he wasn't feeling well?
No,
He didn't say anything about it.
no, he
Okay.
just like the last time he had it wasn't heat stroke.
Okay.
I actually called the ambulance last time he was this coherent.
How long ago was that?
It was that. I want to say 6 months, but it could have been longer. But he accidentally grabbed on to a cup. It was when he was working on Jim's car. I ended up having to call the ambulance. He wouldn't let me, but I called it anyways. And he kind of like finally confessed he accidentally drank some kind of fluid.
And that was about 6 months ago, you said?
It could have been longer.
How would he accidentally drink fluid from
I don't know.
the dog?
I don't know. That's what I said.
What was he acting like when that happened?
He was stumbling around, acting like he had heat stroke type thing.
Okay. Are you familiar with heat stroke? Have you seen people have heat stroke before?
Since I moved here, yeah.
Okay.
Couple times, but not really.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess I'm just wondering, I mean, if somebody were to say to me these are the signs of heat stroke, I wouldn't know. I have not experienced anybody with heat stroke. So I'm just wondering how you
Dizziness.
would know. Okay. How do you know all that, though?
Control. I Googled it.
Okay. When did you Google that?
God, the first time I ended up calling an ambulance.
So like 6 months to a year ago?
Yeah. It'll mimic poisoning, I read. This time I read.
What do you mean this time?
Because the doctor said it looked like he drank antifreeze or had antifreeze in his system. So I Googled it and it had the same symptoms as heat stroke.
Okay. When did you Google that?
The day he was in the hospital. The day he went.
Okay.
And the day when I finally got there and found out that
Who told
he
you?
ingested
Who told you?
the doctor.
What doctor?
I don't. Same doctor that treated me with my bug bites.
What hospital?
Trinity.
According to friends and family, Ina was blaming antifreeze for Steve's condition well before any toxicology results were available. Instead of asking doctors what might be wrong, she spoke as if she already knew the cause, repeatedly steering conversations toward poisoning despite there being no medical confirmation at the time. Even more disturbing, several witnesses later came forward to say that during past arguments, Ina had threatened Steve by saying she would poison him with antifreeze. At the time, those comments were brushed off as angry words. In hindsight, they're anything but.
So nobody goes to the airport at 8 o'clock at night. Is that right?
His son, Wes's son was
What's the
there.
time?
Yeah,
Okay.
at the 8 o'clock one, waiting.
Am I wrong that I'm understanding this the way I'm understanding it?
No, she did backtrack when we got times off. She did come back and say that Steve rode his bike at 11 a.m. and then rode back home because the lawyer was a no-show.
Okay.
got an email saying that he should be there at 2 p.m.
Everybody goes
And then
at 2.
everybody goes at 2.
But I have an 8 p.m. here. 11, 2, and 8 p.m.
Yeah. And then she's saying that at 8 p.m. nobody went up there but Shannon.
Okay. What's his son?
Correct. Or yeah.
Okay.
Steve was too sick at that time. He was laying on the couch.
And nobody showed up again from the lawyer.
Yep. There was nobody there, according to Wes's.
And Steve is not communicating with the lawyer at all at this point?
Yep.
Who is the lawyer communicating with?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was wondering the same thing.
Okay. So no one knows who's communicating with the lawyer, but somebody is because he says he's coming back at 8, and so somebody goes there at 8, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much when I got mad.
You got mad at who?
Wes.
Okay.
I was
And
like,
that's
I
where
don't
you
really give a
kicked
damn about
Wes
the
out?
lawyer showing up at now.
Okay.
I told him I don't give a damn if the lawyer shows up with the money or not. I'll contact you through a lawyer when I give him the paperwork for the property. And when he gets the money for the property, we will go through the lawyer to give it to you.
Okay.
From here on out. That's what I said to Wes. If he gets his inheritance. And I basically kicked him out from there.
Because when Steve was at home for the 8 p.m. flight, laying on the couch
Mhm.
sick, Wes was there with you guys, and it was just Wes at that point?
Yes.
Okay. So after you kicked Wes out,
I started rapping. That's when Steve stripped down naked, pretty much.
okay,
Half naked. And started crawling on his hands and feet to the bed. I was like, babe, just let me call the hospital. He's like, no, I just need some sleep. But I ain't drunk. I ain't drunk.
Was he drinking?
Yeah, the beer. All day.
How much do you think he had to drink?
Almost a whole case.
From what time to what
There was
time?
3 beers left. I looked in the case.
And when you say case, you mean a 24-pack?
Yep.
Of what?
Cooler's Light.
Regular size cans?
12 ounce.
So he drank almost a whole case of beer from what time to what time?
I have no clue.
You don't know when he started drinking?
Pretty much when he got out of bed.
Do you remember what time that was?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
It was early. The birds were chirping and
Okay. What
it
time
was
did
barely daylight.
What time did he stop drinking?
Right before he went to take a shower to meet up with his lawyer with Wes and me
At 2.
at 2.
So he consumed almost a case of beer in.
Oh, he can drink more than that. I've seen him drink a couple cases.
But on that day.
Yeah, it was a case of beer.
From probably 6 or 7 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. So 5 to 6 hours. Does that sound right?
Probably.
Okay. Did you drink anything else?
Just a glass of water that I brought him, and his tea. I made iced tea because he begged for iced tea. That's pretty much it. Glass of tea and a glass of ice water. He came in a couple times to cool off in front of the airport, in the front of the air conditioner, while I was working on the truck with Link, I think.
So you made iced tea?
Yeah.
Toxicology results later confirmed there was no alcohol in Steve's system. During the search of the home, however, investigators found something far more telling. The mug Ina said she used to serve Steve tea tested positive for antifreeze residue. Officers also recovered a Windex brand spray bottle containing a bright green liquid, which laboratory testing confirmed was antifreeze. Investigators believe the spray bottle was used to conceal the substance and that the antifreeze was gradually mixed into Steve's tea. The tea would have masked the taste, allowing repeated exposure over time until Steve's body could no longer hold out against the toxin.
After you kick Wes out, he's the last one there, right? It's just you and Steve that night. And what happened? Steve, you said he crawls to the bedroom and goes to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time was that at? Roughly. What time you kicked Wes out?
It was around the 8 o'clock
Okay.
appointment to meet his lawyer, because Wes just got off the phone with his son.
Okay. So Steve went to bed.
Yeah. Well, he wanted me to help him to the shower, but I couldn't lift him up. And I was like, well, I can wrap you up in some cold towels. And he's like, yeah, please. And I have to pee. So that's when I pretty much came up with one container with iced tea, one container with ice water, and one container for his pee.
Okay.
Because I couldn't get him to the bathroom.
What kind
And
of
he started
containers were they?
using the one urinal, one container, a juice container for his urinal, and I kept the other two in the living room with ice water.
Okay. Just like cups.
And I kept
glasses,
switching them out.
bottles.
You know, he'll take a drink of tea, and then after tea, I made him drink more water than tea. Does that make any sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I soak his towels, re-soak his towels in cold water from the sink, and wrap them up. His arms and his innards here. And at first, he could tolerate it between his legs.
So he's getting tea and water, cold towels.
Mm-hmm.
Is he talking? Is he
Yep.
conscious?
Yep.
Okay. What's he saying? Is he sick? Is he throwing up?
Just kept telling me, I didn't get drunk.
Okay. But you said he was drunk.
Huh?
You said,
I don't know if he was drunk or not.
you said he drank a
I've
case
seen
of
him-
beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
And he kept saying, I'm not drunk? Why would he say that?
I don't know. Because maybe he looked drunk. I don't know.
Okay. Was he sick? Was he physically sick, like throwing up?
At that time, yes.
Where was he throwing up?
In the tub that I used for his urinal. Juice tub.
Okay.
It's still sitting on the dresser. 'Cause
What kind of juice tub?
plastic juice tub from Dollar Store.
Oh, like a jug.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was throwing up. I guess I don't understand. Like, what's the opening like on the juice?
Mm.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
You talking about just like a regular juice
Right.
container?
Yeah. You know those.
I don't know what a regular juice container is.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, does it have like a pour spout opening on it, or is it just
It's-
open?
With those lids, that close and lock, open.
Like a pitcher?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So not like a gallon jug,
No,
like
no,
you
no.
buy, but where you make.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
That's
bought,
where I was.
we
like,
bought 3 of them.
Okay.
One for ice, water, and one for juice. And,
Okay.
don't remember what the third one was supposed to be for, but
Okay.
oh, iced tea.
Now, we're not sure about Ina, but nursing someone doesn't mean infusing poison with their favorite drink. Though with $37 million in plain sight, Ina was most likely willing to do far worse, if she could get away with it.
When you find out this is supposedly poisoning now, what are your first thoughts?
Tell me that again?
You said the doctor told you it was he was maybe poisoned.
Yeah.
What is the first things that come to your mind when you hear that?
This is not what I'm hearing. I don't know. This can't be real. How the hell would that happen?
Okay.
Pretty much those words were running through my head, and that's basically what came out of my mouth. Can you tell me that one more time, doctor?
Okay. So after the doctor says this, then are you thinking like eventually like who could have done this? Who would have done that to Steve?
That's what I was saying. I was like, this can't be real. I mean,
Okay. But I know you had said to me you thought Wes or Billy would do it.
yeah.
Why would you think that?
Because
would
they're
they
nasty people.
Okay. But what would they gain from Steve dying?
Wes, he'd pretty much lose everything, so no, I could see him doing something towards him, but not drugging him.
Okay.
Billy or Conrad, yes.
What would they gain?
Seeing Steve not getting his inheritance,
Okay.
stealing his truck, because Billy's pretty much every time him and Lynn put Steve in jail, they actually stole stuff out of his truck or his vehicle that
Okay.
Steve's owned. Just before we moved into the apartment, Steve had a Toyota 4Runner.
Mm-hmm.
All that was wrong with it was the tires were flat.
Okay.
And every single part on that Toyota was gone.
Okay.
The engine, it was up on blocks behind the townhouses out at the old Raider base. The engine was missing. Underneath was missing, it was stripped. And he didn't give Steve a week to come get it.
Okay.
It wasn't even a couple days. We were in the apartment. He went out there to go get it. And
So what would they get
That's
out of
when
it?
you found-
Getting the truck? That's all they would get? And the fact that then Billy would, Steve.
I don't know. I don't know how
Okay.
Billy thinks. He's messed up in the head. They're nasty
Yeah.
people, I'm telling you. But that's the only.
I'm not doubting that they're nasty. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to wrap my head around who
But
would
then
gain
again,
something
I don't see
from
him
this.
really doing that. I could see Lynn more, and she wasn't even there.
Okay.
She's more of the I'll poison you type person,
Okay.
than Billy. Billy will just wait until you go to sleep and then steal from
Okay.
you, right? Type person.
Okay. So as far as you and Steve,
So
how
that's why I'm thinking maybe Steve did it to himself because he couldn't face Wes, his sons. That the inheritance wasn't real. It was a hoax. He finally realized it was
Okay.
a joke on him, or it wasn't real.
Do you
Maybe.
think the money's real?
I hope for Steve's sake it was, but it was too fishy for me. And yeah, it's funky town, kind of like west of the property.
Yeah.
It's too weird.
Did Steve ever say when he got the money that he was going to leave? He was going to go anywhere? He was going to leave you? He was going to give you some money and be done? Anything like that?
He was off and on, yeah, when we got into fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he going to make sure you got money?
No.
Okay.
Because I kept telling him I don't want it.
Okay.
Other than the money he bled for me from making me walk in 55 below. That's what I made him promise me give back to me when I bailed him out of jail.
Okay.
That I didn't even want that no more when we got into fights. I was like, nope, I don't want it.
But you said you wanted a car.
Yeah.
So were you hoping that he'd at least give you some money for a vehicle?
No.
Okay.
No. I could put myself. I can. He knows I can survive without him.
Okay.
I have survived without him while he was in jail.
Okay.
I have scraped up money when he left me for the went to Devil's Lake with that lady.
Yep.
I have put my rent back together.
Okay.
I have paid my power bill back together.
According to Lynn, Billy's wife, Steve had grown unhappy in his relationship with Ina. He had confided that once the inheritance was secured, he planned to end the relationship and leave. On the day Steve was poisoned, Billy says that just hours before they were supposed to leave for the airport, Steve and Ina got into a heated argument. Ina was reportedly angry over Steve's plan to leave her and his refusal to share any of the inheritance money. During the argument, she allegedly began throwing his belongings around the house. Investigators believe this confrontation may have been the tipping point as resentment over money, control, and abandonment escalated into something fatal.
As far as money goes, I mean, I know we talked to a lot of people and everyone said that you and Steve, basically it was, you said, you know, you guys were basically married. You had been together for a long time.
That's what's, yeah.
Were you expecting that if something, I mean, you would get money?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I would have given it to his ex-wives because they deserve it way more than I did.
Okay.
Because they were actually married.
Okay.
And I understand where they are coming from now. You know, because Cheryl stabbed him, I guess.
Is that one of his ex-wives?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his first ex-wife. She literally stabbed him. Melissa won't talk to him at all. Put a restraining order against him.
Okay.
So, I don't know. But I understand where they come from now.
And Ina straight up poisoned him.
He's so stubborn and pig-headed.
Okay.
When he gets in that mindset, I'm going to do what I want when I want. Nobody's going to say different type thing. He gets into that type thing.
Okay.
I don't care what nobody says. But that's when he loses faith and everything.
Okay.
That's how he deals with depression. Not like, I don't think he actually, I think he dive deeper in like Billy type areas.
So you don't think Steve would actually do anything to himself? You don't think he would drink?
If
Something
he
like
did, like I said, I could see him doing it as a dare.
Okay.
You know, I bet you $1 you wouldn't drink that.
Okay.
Type kid behavior type stuff. Like I'm a teenager still in his head.
So on the morning that you end up calling the ambulance in the afternoon, what is Steve doing overnight? Is he sick? Is he sleeping? What's happening?
Back and forth. He wakes up having to go pee.
Okay.
I bring him the urinal. He pee.
So he's communicating with you. Okay.
And then I empty the pee out.
Mm-hmm.
And I give him the water jug at that point.
Okay. Is he drinking alcohol?
No, just water and tea all night, that night. He doesn't really like water, so that's why I had to do it. Mix it, tea and water, you know. Give him the tea first while he's peeing. And then I put the tea up and give him the water.
Okay.
And then while I'm emptying the juice, the tub of pee in the toilet, he was drinking the water.
Okay.
He could hold his head up. He could, you know, hold the container.
Could or could not?
He could.
Okay.
Yeah. And he said he'd be just fine.
He said he would be fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just let him sleep a couple more hours. And I really gotta get going.
Okay. So I just have a lot of concerns here, okay? And I'm just going to be honest with you. You told the paramedics when they were there that morning or afternoon that he had been drinking till 5 in the morning, that he had been consuming alcohol. That's on body cam. Okay, you said he was drinking all day the day before and that he drank his last drink at 5 a.m. Okay, and now you're telling me he didn't drink. That's not what you say on this video, okay?
I want to see this video.
Okay, well, I'm not going to show you the body cam. I'm just telling you that that's what's on there. There's reports that Wes came to the house that morning and you said that Steve was at the walk-in clinic. He wasn't at the walk-in clinic.
Steve didn't want to see Wes anymore.
Okay, but Steve wasn't at the walk-in clinic.
He was at the hospital.
He wasn't at the hospital. He wasn't anywhere yet. Because it's been verified. He wasn't when Wes was there, okay?
He just left with the ambulance when Wes showed up there.
That's not what's been reported to us. Wes was there prior to.
Yeah, the timestamps prove that.
I want a lawyer.
Okay, that's fine.
Am I being arrested?
Nope, you're not being arrested. We're just talking. So, but if you want a lawyer, we can stop talking right now. That's fine.
But I'm telling you the God honest truth. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I wish I was there. I wish I was with him every second of the day that day. I wish I watched every single, but I'm not his goddamn mom.
You asked for a lawyer, Ina, so we're just going to end this now. Okay, I'm not going to talk anymore. All right?
You guys are so unbelievable.
This way, right here.
Investigators believe Ina thought that by poisoning Steve, the inheritance would pass to her as his common-law wife. However, no such law existed in the state. Steve's money would have never gone to her. Ina Knoyer was charged with a Class AA felony murder for intentionally causing Steve's death. She initially maintained her innocence, but in May 2024, she pleaded guilty, avoiding a trial and formally accepting responsibility for the homicide. In October 2024, the court accepted a joint sentencing recommendation and sentenced Knoyer to 50 years in prison, 25 years to serve, followed by 25 years suspended, and a period of supervised probation.